There lived a man named Kai in a town. The town was neither too small nor too large. It was quiet, familiar, and comfortable, the kind of place where people notice you and remember you. Kai had a habit: he liked to flex his money. He enjoyed the way people looked at him, the pause in the room when he entered, the questions, the curiosity, the envy. He dressed well even on normal days and talked often about how much he earned, what he bought, and where he went. If someone bought something new, Kai bought something better. If someone shared good news, Kai made sure his sounded bigger. To Kai, money was not just money. It was his identity. He believed money brought respect. He believed showing success was the same as being successful. For some time, it worked. People laughed at his jokes, invited him everywhere, and listened when he spoke. But what Kai did not realize was that they liked his money, not his presence. They admired his lifestyle, not his values. Kai was surrounded by people, yet he was alone inside. Kai came from a simple home. His father was a quiet, honest man who worked hard and lived with peace. Once, when Kai was young, he asked his father why they did not have what others had. His father smiled and said, "We don't need to show wealth to prove our worth." Kai never forgot those words, but instead of understanding them, he ran from them. He promised himself that one day no one would ever see him as less. So when money finally came into his life, he did not just earn it, he showed it. But money cannot heal old wounds. It only hides them for a while. One evening, Kai threw a big party. Music was loud, lights were bright, and people praised him all night. Kai stood in the center, smiling with pride. Someone told him, "You're lucky, Kai. Everyone wants to be around you." Kai smiled, but he did not hear the truth behind it. They wanted what he had, not who he was. Then something changed. At first, it was small. A deal got delayed. Payments did not come on time. Investments started failing. Kai told himself it was temporary. He kept spending, kept flexing, kept pretending everything was fine. But money does not lie forever. Slowly, things began to fall apart. People stopped calling. Invitations stopped coming. Messages were left unanswered. The same people who once praised him were suddenly too busy. Then came the hardest day. Kai had to sell his car, the car everyone admired, the car that made him feel important. As he handed over the keys, his hands shook, not because he lost money, but because he lost who he thought he was. That night, Kai sat alone in his big, silent house. No music, no laughter, only memories. He looked at old photos, not of moments but of things, and that night, Kai cried. Not because he became poor, but because he realized he was empty even when he was rich. Days passed. Kai stayed quiet. He avoided people and avoided himself. One afternoon, while walking through a calm street, he saw an old man sitting outside a small shop. It was his father's old friend. The man smiled and asked him to sit. They talked about life, about time, about peace. Finally, Kai said, "I had everything, and now I have nothing." The old man looked at him gently and replied, "No, son. You had money. You never had everything." Those words stayed with Kai. The man continued, "Money is a tool, but you made it your voice. When it disappeared, you didn't know how to speak." That day changed Kai. He started again, slowly, not to show off and not to impress, but to build. He worked quietly, helped others without telling anyone, and spent less time talking and more time listening. He learned that real respect is earned in silence and real success does not need an audience. People did not rush back into his life, but the few who came stayed. They liked Kai for his honesty, his calm, and his presence. Time passed. Kai did not become extremely rich again, but he had enough to live, enough to breathe, enough to smile. One evening, he walked through the same town that once knew him for flexing his money. This time, people smiled at him, not impressed but connected. Kai smiled too, not because people noticed him, but because he finally felt whole. He understood the truth now. Make money. Work hard. Dream big. But don't flex it. Loud success often hides empty hearts, and the strongest people never need to prove anything. Kai learned that money should improve your life, not replace your character, and that lesson made him richer than he had ever been.
Lessons to learn from this story. 1. Money is a tool, not your identity. Money should support your life, not define who you are. When you tie your self-worth to wealth, losing money feels like losing yourself. 2. Loud success attracts attention, not loyalty. Flexing may bring people closer, but only for the wrong reasons. Real relationships are built on character, not possessions. 3. True respect is earned in silence. The most powerful achievements don't need to be announced. Quiet consistency earns deeper respect than loud displays. 4. Character outlasts wealth. Money can come and go, but values stay. When money fades, only your character decides who stays with you.